What's up, guys? Welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you your Brave Cross Hero of the Week. This week's Hero of the Week is the General of the Rebel Army, Savior. Savior is considered a front support hero with ratings of A+ for survivability, B+ for DPS, and S for support. His main skill is called the Benevolence, which he bathes all allies in divine light, healing for 160% attack plus 1% of target's max HP per second. All received ally damage is reduced by 50% during the course of the healing. When healing ends, all ally HP restoration increased by 5 times the current level, which lasts for 5 seconds. Heroes won't gain rage for 7 seconds after using the skill. This means that Savior won't be gaining the rage, however your other heroes will still be gaining their rage. His basic attack damages 2 units in front for 50% attack and grants a 10% chance to stun them for 1 second and reduces their rage by 3. His main talents include Virtue, which he will receive 10% less damage received from enemy heroes' awakenings, and he gets 2 times healing on allies below 20% HP. Defense 4, Rage 4, and Iron Wall are all self-explanatory. Pep Talk is when he joins the battle, increases attack of all rebel armies by 40%. Rebel heroes. Heroes 5 and Plum Forest are all self-explanatory, which you get from 6 and 7 star. Unity wise, you do unlock Garden once you get XMK3 and Red Moss, which gives Savior more HP. Best is unlocked once you get Fleur, and Bold is currently locked because Papillion is not available. Now let's go through the pros and cons. As always, we'll start with the pros. Savior has a very good amount of HP and defense which rivals tanks. This makes me wonder why he has been considered a front support rather than a tank. However, of course, the reason why he has a very good defense in HP is because he's a front hero. And of course, he's considered as a support because of most of his ability. However, this is very unusual for a front support hero to be I guess it's kind of weird to have a front hero that has a supportive abilities. But in any case, his Benevolence is definitely one of the highlights for Savior, especially if you don't have any other healing heroes in your party. I know those heroes are very scarce at some times, especially in cross arena, so Savior is one of those heroes that you might consider putting in your team when it comes to healing. Now, the other thing that I have to mention is of course a Virtue, which means he receives 10% less damage from any hero awakenings, which is really good for survivability. And of course he heals 2 times when his allies is below 20% HP. So the only healing ability really that Savior has is his Benevolence ability. But however, this is very good when your allies' HP are quite low. Of course, his basic attack isn't that great. However, there is a 10% chance to stun them for 1 second and reduce their rage for 3. So I'm not saying that it's a very good thing for damage wise, but of course the extra effects are always good. And of course, let's not forget about Pep Talk, especially when you have a rebel heroes only army. All of them will receive the 40% attack increase, which is very, very good. Now, if you guys consider rebels heroes, there are a lot of good heroes in the rebel category. You have Luna, you have Knight, MGX13, And of course, on top of my head, who else? Phantom is a very decent hero if you let him be. And Dragoon is also considered a rebel hero. So there are definitely quite a lot of good rebel heroes. So now that we spoke about the pros, let's talk about the cons. As you guys would probably know, that his attack isn't that great, which I already mentioned earlier. And I think the biggest con that I can think of is Benevolence is stunnable. So while you have Benevolence up, if the opponent can stun you, this would immediately stop your healing, which is kind of defeats the purpose, because there's a lot of heroes that can interrupt basically your awakening. Talents wise, of course, the basic attack is a bit of a letdown, which only damages 50% of his attack. I would have rather that maybe at least 70%, considering that there's only 10% chance to stun the enemy and reducing the rage by 3. And it's not like he attacks quite fast as well. Other than that though, Savior, I don't see any other cons for Savior, because even though there are very few cons, it's quite a huge disadvantage at times. Anyway, so what are my final thoughts on Savior? I think Savior is one of those heroes that is quite underused. Not a lot of people actually use Savior. But I think with the new mythic ability that came out, it's very worthwhile to use Savior, especially if you're building a rebels only hero army. And I know there's most of the rebel heroes are front heroes, so that's not really all that great. However, you can balance it out by having Kira Knight there, XMK3, MGX13, whichever you want to mix and match, especially if you have a very strong Dragoon and a very strong Faded Luna. It's definitely a army that can be reckoned with. Although I must say that because of his attacks, this is pretty much lowering your DPS output. But in any case, it's still quite good. PvE wise, I can think of him with the rebels only heroes, and of course in PvP that can help you as well. Not necessarily in the regular arena, but definitely in the cross arena. So if you guys are thinking of making a third party, maybe consider putting Savior in your team. And of course, I did forget to mention in PvE, there are a lot of places where Savior can be used from because of his tanking abilities, and of course because of his healing abilities. Dominion floors are one of them, especially in the rebels only floors. In lair, if you're struggling a little bit, you need a little bit of healing here and there, definitely Savior is one of your guys. In story mode as well. However, in the campaign, there probably isn't a place for Savior because there are a lot of better heroes out there when it comes to I guess competing in the place for your team. Even in enemy invasions, there are a lot of better heroes because there are mobs there that can stun you, which makes Savior quite useless in some ways. So I think that's it for this video, guys. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all. As always, I would like to hear from you guys if you guys have used Savior in your team. I have personally used Savior in my cross arena teams, and he did pretty well, to be honest. It's not like he was winning well. It's not like my team is always winning when I have been on a particular team. However, it made it more competitive. So that's it for me, guys. This is Monchkinz logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level. And I'll leave you guys with the rest of the lair video.